That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 202 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, Crimblin Seataklin.
That was in real time. You were trying to think of a name.
You can hear me.
Can you say that name one more time?
Crimblin Seataklin. I think that's what I said.
I don't think that's a name.
It is now.
It is now. Okay. Well, we're back to bring this Crimblin Seataklin. We're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and whole. Whatever that means. That's David's word today.
And that's without a W.
But that's with or without a
Without.
W?
That's just H-O-L-E.
Ooh, Courtney Love. But before we do, we got to catch up on any of the weird news you may have missed. And you might have missed some news because we were out last week. But we're back. And there's a great story here as Guy Fieri was mistaken for a bartender and told to get back to work while hanging out at Sylvester Stallone's house.
Oh my God.
I don't know why this article's like come.
Hey, get back to work. That's a bad
hey.
Sylvester. I'm trying.
Oh, that's your Sylvester?
I'm
I
trying to
you're
think
Joe
of
Swanson.
I'm trying to think of like what he actually sounds like. It sounds like he's kind of drunk, right?
Hey, guy. Hey, guy, you want to come over here? You want to fucking... I don't think Sylvester Stallone told him to get back to work.
He might have.
No, so I have the article right here. This happened in 2020, and he was having some...
So it's not news.
Apparently not. It popped up for me. You know what? The recent interview might have been news, but the actual event happened in 2020. You know, when people were supposed to be isolating and celebrities were just fucking throwing parties and shit. You know, so he walked in with his he's wearing a denim jacket, and he's in the cigar room, and and he was having some kind of...
Imagine having a fucking cigar room.
I know that guy. Sylvester Stallone looks like a cigar.
He does.
So it makes sense. He's like, my people. These are my family.
These are my children.
But he was there for some. He was there for some party, and he said, "I'm looking around, and this lady comes in and goes, 'Lose the jacket, get going.'"
Whoa. That makes me really curious who she thought he was. If there was some bartender there that slightly looked like Guy Fieri.
She's like, yeah, like, they're like, oh, we have this like white trash bartender who is like... Joking, that's mean to say. I like Guy. But he said she thought I was there to work. She thought I was a bartender. I don't know. He does. Here's the thing. If he didn't have money, he looks like he would be a bartender. Yeah. Like, if he wasn't extremely rich and famous, he looked like he'd be at like really overly friendly, almost like too charismatic guy.
Somewhere in Nashville.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely like a Nashville guy. Definitely a lot of... I mean, his whole getup right now, I think he'd be doing the same thing. Hey, you can say what you want. Fame didn't change him. He still looks like...
Damn
trash.
straight.
He still looks white trash. I mean, it's the frosted tips.
Yeah, that's hard to get out of.
If you see a guy in like his 50s with frosted tips, you're like, you're a bartender or extremely famous. There is no in between.
Yeah. Maybe motorcycle mechanic.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
No, those guys have grease in their hair. You idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen a movie? They go like this, and they wear the grease in their hair, and they slick it back.
Not push back.
Comb. Push back. Anyway, apparently, the lady was super embarrassed about it, and she apologized, and they all had a big old laugh, a big old rich person laugh. Oh my God, I love those TikTok videos. I love those TikTok videos where it shows like The Rock laughing, and The Rock's like, and every time he laughs, they show like a yacht, a stack of money, a Lamborghini, and they're like, that's like a rich guy laugh. And then they cut to a video of a guy, and he's like, and like it's a poor guy laugh, and they show like pictures of like TV dinners.
Jesus, I have not seen those.
Oh my god, they're so fucking funny.
That sounds like an LA algorithm joke to me.
No, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Shut up. What are you trying to... I don't like this, like, elitist bullshit just because you live in a meth town. He's like, we're salt of the earth, and by salt of the earth, I mean bath salts of the earth. And,
Yes.
yeah, we're all chewing off each other's legs up here. Okay, bud.
That's why I keep it
Oh,
snaky.
he did meet Al Pacino at the party.
Ah.
Al Pacino was there, too, being like, I gotta get back to work. Who wants a quadruple shot of Jack Daniels? That's my Pacino.
That's good, Pacino.
Okay, I'm done. That story's...
Yeah, Cat makes surprise return home 4 days after being cremated.
No, wait. Oh, wait, they cremated it. For a second, my mind went, they cremated a live cat.
Just no hair.
But did that mean they found a dead cat and cremated it, or they brought in a sickly cat, killed it, and cremated it?
Yeah,
I need a little bit more context.
This is in Turkey.
They be cremating cats over there? I thought
guess
they'd just be doing hair transplants.
Yeah, I didn't read this. But
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that they found a dead cat hit by a car, and they thought it was their cat. They took it in, cremated it, and then their cat showed up. That's the story now. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what it is now.
Well, that's a pleasant surprise, but I'd be fucking mad that I spent money on cremating someone else's cat.
Yeah, it said it was $130.
Oh, I mean that's money well spent if it's your cat. If someone else's cat. What do you do with those ashes now?
That's a good question. Milkshake.
You can only eat so many ashes. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, exactly. I've historically only been able to eat about half a pound of human ash. After that, I just
on one
I don't,
sitting.
I'm what?
Like half a pound one sitting.
Yeah, but I don't eat leftovers.
Yeah, but so like the next day you can do another half pound.
No, I have to have warm ash.
Oh, you don't preheat, like you don't toss in the oven.
I don't reheat the leftover ash.
Oh,
No.
it's pretty wasteful.
I sometimes bring it to the pond and I let the ducks eat it.
Oh, that's smart.
Isn't it weird that they tell you not to feed ducks bread, but we've been like feeding ducks bread for like a very long time, but like actually like there's no situation where a duck would be eating bread in nature whatsoever.
Well, I think the problem is the bread like expands in their stomach.
Oh, I think you made that up.
No, I think it makes them too full, and then they're used to their normal diet, and they keep eating, and then they explode. Like rice. You're not supposed to throw rice at weddings.
Why? Because people explode?
Because the birds eat it, and then it goes into their body dry, and it goes into their tiny little bellies, and then it absorbs stomach acid, and it expands, and they blow up.
So you're telling me if I throw rice at a wedding,
You're killing like
and Meemaw goes
40,000
and
birds.
eats it,
Meemaw will probably be fine.
she'll go and eat it, and then she'll explode?
That all depends on how much wedding brisket she had before. Can't mix the wedding brisket with the dry rice.
Yeah.
She's not.
Usually I usually try. So like my grandpa, when he passed, I was only able to eat like half a pound of ash.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, my grandma was like, I want to remember Peepaw. And so I took the wedding brisket and I rolled it in the ash.
A dry rub.
Dry rub. Yeah.
No, it's not.
So
dirt.
she didn't even
Grow
know.
up. It's my grandpepper's ash.
It's not dirt. Grow up.
Grow up.
Okay, I think we're done with that. So, I got another story right here. As Japan karate expert who broke jaw of haunted of haunted house ghost loses lawsuit. Let me read that again. Japan karate expert who broke jaw of haunted house ghost loses lawsuit. So, in 2011, this is not new news, but there are new updates, so that's why it keeps getting brought up. But this guy, he was in Japan. He had been drinking a little bit. He went to haunted house at Toyo Kyoto Studio Park in Kyoto, and he said a worker dressed as a ghost stepped forward to frighten him, and the man, who has not been named, kicked the ghost in the face and later said it was a reflex.
I mean, a kick is crazy.
Well, okay, but they're Japanese.
I get that, but like also if someone's
I'm
scaring
joking.
you,
There's not like they're not more inclined to kick.
No, but like he's a karate expert.
Yeah. No, he was being fucking I think well, he had been drinking a little bit too, so I think he was trying to like fucking show off, or probably being like, "Oh, I can get close to these people," and now he's trying to backpedal and be like, "Oh, it was a reflex." I've never kicked anything as a reflex. But I'm also not a karate expert, so I get it. I get it.
Where I was trying to go with that is that if someone's come up to scare you, you would think a fist would be like a hand strike would make more sense. But the fact that it was a foot strike meant that the guy had to have been at least like 3 feet away.
And he had to have like, it's so much harder to kick someone in the face on a reflex.
Yeah, you got to leave the earth.
Yeah, or they could do that thing where they like, you put your legs straight up and kick somebody in the I can't do it, but
no.
I've seen people do it with like water bottles and shit off people's heads. I'm like, wow, impressive. Yeah. But yeah, that's bullshit. He was trying to, he spent all that money on karate classes, and no one had attacked him in 3 years, and he was getting upset, and he needed to kick a woman in the jaw.
He just got his yellow belt, and he was a little too amped up.
Yep. And well, here's the thing. So this worker, they filed a lawsuit in 2015. He had to pay 10 million yen. 10 million. Don't worry. 10 million.
Man.
10 million yen is only $52,000.
Only.
Actually, it's 52,000 pounds. So we're still far away from the USD, but yeah, still a lot for kicking someone in the jaw. But then he paid out in 2015. But then he sued the park, and he said, "You should have taught your workers how to defend themselves."
Jesus Christ, that is such a bad defense.
I know. He's like, that's your fault for not teaching the workers how to defend themselves if somebody attacked them. Also, he said, "Why did you let me in? I had been drinking."
Oh my
God. And they just threw out the lawsuit, and they're like, "Yeah, this is bullshit." So the guy got nothing out of it, but I just thought it was really funny to like. He was really just coming up with like any excuse to just not take responsibility.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, you kicked someone in the chin. Come on, you fucking broke their jaw.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
All right. Ingredients of Doritos can turn live mice transparent.
What?
Yeah.
How?
So it says that one of the it's FD and C yellow 5 is a common food ingredient. So it's not just Doritos; it's just a little sexier, throwing Doritos under the bus. But it says one of the issues of trying to look through the skin of a living animal is that the protein and fat-based contents of its skin are very good at scattering light.
That's one of the issues when I try to look through skin.
Yeah.
That's one of the many issues I have when I'm trying to look through some living thing's skin.
Yes. However, Stanford researchers discovered the application of tartazine, a food dye more popularly known as FD&C Yellow 5, tames this scattering effect. Specifically, the dye is found to absorb the light near the ultraviolet and blue part of the spectrum, which allowed red and orange light to penetrate deeper into the tissue of the mice. This basically turned their skin transparent, an effect that is easily reversed once the dye was washed away. So in my mind, this could be a big medical breakthrough if it's something you can just put on your skin and then take off later if they're trying to figure out what's going on under the hood.
I'm eating a bag of Doritos, and you walk in, you go, "What are you doing?" And I pop one in my mouth, and I turn to you, and I go, "I'm about to steal the Declaration of Independence."
There you go. Maybe this is how the goddamn invisible dogs have been doing it all these years. They're just rolling around in Dorito dust.
Dorito dust is dangerous. Keep your children away, because then the dogs will adopt them like the Romulus and the Remus, and they'll fucking go build a goddamn Roman city if you let the wolves raise the dogs. Like, if you let the dogs raise the boys.
Shave the dog first.
If you let the dog raise the boys and to suck the milk out the nipples of the dogs, they gonna go build the Roman city. Like the Romulus and the Remus. I told you that, and you didn't listen.
Really,
and
Scott?
It was built in a day, because they drink so much Mountain Dew that they went and built the whole fucking city in a day.
Really, Scott be cashing out on this. You know, I need more of them invisible dogs, or I'll get them children to go build me robes so I can burn it down for
And by the
Gladiator 3.
And by the way, this is bullshit. They said the Doritos going to turn me invisible. I'm more visible than ever because I ate too many fucking Doritos.
Yeah, my fingers are always way more visible. Oh, that red
They say,
does.
yeah. No. They say you got to buy 2 seats on the airplane, because I ate so many Doritos. More visible, they say.
Amen.
Amen. Pretty good.
Pretty good. So, do you have another news story?
No, that was
because there's something we have to talk about.
Yeah, the real David died. We cremated him.
No,
actually, and then it ended up being the fake David. So we killed a guy.
You know,
what do we have to talk about?
We make a lot of jokes about eating the dog. We've been doing this,
dude.
We've been doing this for a long time. Dude, don't cook the dog. And
can I say one thing really quick?
Of course.
I was literally in the car listening to like a podcast recapping the debate.
Yeah.
And they played the soundbite.
Yeah.
And there's not many things I laugh at like when I'm like by myself.
Yeah. It's got to be the most insane thing anybody's ever said.
They're eating the dogs. It's just like the way he says it is so funny. And here's the thing. People are like, this is totally made up. Someone in Springfield, Ohio has eaten a dog, and his name's me. And they never caught me neither.
It's just, oh my God. And yeah, I mean, obviously, I think it's pretty clear who we are voting for. We don't try to broadcast it. We try to be even. I don't think either one of us really love either option. But my God, you can't ignore the comment about people eating cats and dogs.
Yes, I have to vote for Kamala just because he's anti-eating dog and cat. I was gonna vote for Trump, and then he said,
yeah. Is that a problem?
He was bashing us dog and cat eaters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Makes it feel like you don't have a home, you know?
What's happened to this country? Used to be free meat. At least pigeons are still on the table. Oh, seagulls. Oh, yeah. I heard people were eating seagulls. Actually, that's like, I wonder, because I was thinking about that. I was like, they seem really easy to catch.
Yeah, they're not, I mean, like, I've seen small children just pick them up at the beach.
Yeah, do you think they taste good?
No.
But they eat all my favorite foods. French fries.
I mean, from a realistic standpoint, I think they're probably way too muscly.
I've never seen a seagull lift anything in my goddamn life.
Well, you look at the birds we eat, sold at the supermarket. None of them live normal lives, and they're just fattened up. You go hunt a wild bird, there's a lot less meat on that bird.
You're right. Yeah, we have like genetically modified triple D chickens, you know.
Big bosoms.
They call them Tiggles.
The Tiggle turkeys.
take old turkeys. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was fucking cackling when I heard that. I was like,
it's so unhinged and insane.
It's like, even if it's true, you can't say that in a debate where like
That can't be a turning point on your argument.
Do you think Will Forte was just like, holy shit?
Yeah.
You can't eat a dog. That's the boy's dog.
Don't cook the dog. No dog should be cooked. Should be alive and living.
I wet my pants again.
Can you get another pair of pants? Yeah, now.
Oh, clip that. Put that on Instagram. Anyway, okay. Should we get into these stories then?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Now, David, we have covered our fair share of cults on this podcast, but I don't think we ever covered one as star-studded as this one. And you might be thinking, are we covering Hollywood's inundated cult to the stars? Scientology? No. That's much too mainstream for us.
It would be
For this
topical,
podcast. Why?
Because the new Linkin Park front lady.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess she's like a big Scientologist. And
Oh, no wonder she got that position. The only reason I didn't get it. Actually, I heard her singing live and I wasn't like that impressed. I was like,
no.
I thought they were going to find like someone who sounded a lot like Chester. And
I think they wanted to do something new, but also just, I guess she was a big supporter and defender of Danny Masterson.
Ooh, Clyde. Clyde? That 70s show? What was his name? Clyde?
Didn't he go by his
Clove.
last name?
Clove.
Krampus.
Clevis?
The Cleveland Show.
Oh. Cleveland Show. I'm doing Peter's voice, but I'm doing... Anyway. Okay. Anyway, I don't... God, Hyde. Hyde is his fucking name.
That's it.
It's not Clevis.
No.
So... But it's not Scientology. Because for this podcast, we are going off grid and up to David's little freaky neck of the woods. Only partially. Oregon, specifically Ashland, Oregon. Are you close to Ashland?
No, Ashland is on the border of California.
Okay, fuck. So as today, we cover the strange cult leader of the little-known Love Has Won cult, Amy Carlson. So... I think some of you might have heard about this already. I've never seen it, but there was like an HBO doc that came out like a year ago, I think, called Love Has Won. And I was talking about it to my girlfriend, and she was like, oh, she like finished my sentence. She's like, wait, is that Love Has Won? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I watched that. It's fucking wild. But this is strictly Wikipedia. So if you know more than me, that's totally fine. But we're gonna make it silly. We're gonna make it. You're not gonna get any jokes in that documentary. Okay, I'll tell you that much. But here we got jokes. Here we go. So, Amy Carlson was born in November 30th, 1975, in McPherson, Kansas. In McPherson, Kansas, to soon-to-be divorced parents that would split her time between two households in Oklahoma City and Kansas. While staying with her father, she found the environment to be a little too dysfunctional via an abusive stepmom. God, why is it always a stepmom?
Yeah.
Fucking stepmom. So Amy and her sister Tara decided to leave and move in with her mother in Dallas, where she would try to start a normal life. And to her efforts, it actually worked. They lived in a middle-class household and went to normal high school, where Amy would go on to get good grades and sing in the choir. She was like completely normal, totally fine. But after she graduated, she went on to have 3 children with 3 different men. She was in relationships with all of them, but they just ended poorly, I guess. And she was able to support her children because she worked her way up and she became a manager at McDonald's. So that's,
still good.
Got some good work ethic, got some nuggets.
Free
probably got to stare at the Grimace painting on the wall most days.
Yeah.
Did you have a a mural in your McDonald's in like the mid 90s?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really remember spending too much time on the inside.
Oh, they
More of a
let you out of the
more
cage.
more of a drive-through.
Oh no, you didn't play in the tubes or the balls?
No, that got shut down real quick in Eugene. They kept finding needles in them.
Yeah, that's a great place to do a heroin. I have to contest. It's really nice.
I bet.
Really nice.
All the colors, the ball pit.
Oh,
They kept finding needles in
yes.
the ball pit.
What?
They kept finding the needles in the ball pit.
Yeah, that's where I assumed they would find them.
Yeah,
Not in the burgers.
maybe.
Oh, that's why they call it a Happy Meal. Although not the nuclear family, but everything seemed relatively good. That was until the early 2000s when Amy began to get heavily into New Age philosophy and became a regular poster on the forums of the website lightworkers.org. Okay.
Haven't heard
On
of
the
that one.
I don't know about that one either, but you got to be careful. Crystals can lead you down bad paths, as we just mentioned, and one could be a crystal made out of chemicals, and one could be a naturally found crystal that a nice man who smells like shit sells you on the side of the road.
Who no one's died for sure.
No, that has nice lights that go through it, but they both can leave you down tricky paths. And on the forum, she met a person named Amaranth White Eagle. I am Amaranth White Eagle.
Don't do a voice.
What?
Don't do a voice.
Why not do a voice? Why do you like my Amaranth White Eagle?
I just didn't want you to do like I'm assuming that's like a
I
native
know,
name.
yeah. I know.
Didn't want you to do like an offensive native.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing that.
Because I really don't want to have to edit anything. This is a lot more fun for me when I don't have to edit anything out.
I am Amaranth White Eagle. No, I'm rich guy.
Oh, I thought that you were just doing The Rock.
No, yeah, that too. Is Amaranth a stone?
Yes.
Wait, what is Amaranth?
Pretty sure
Amaranth?
Oh no, that's
What the fuck? Amaranth was a trademark of the Celluloid Corporation. What is this? What is this? It looks like it's like a.
You're
What
thinking
is this?
Amethyst.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I typed in Amaranth and I just found Amaranth White Eagle's fucking X account. His Twitter.
Oh, so this is a guy.
Whoa. This is a real person. I don't have an account. I can't look at his shit. Whatever. His picture's a painting of an eagle. I guessed it. Yeah. So, she met this guy at lightworkers.org. That might still be a website, too. I don't know. On the forum, she met a person named Amaranth White Eagle who convinced Carlson that she was divine. And Carlson began to claim to experience paranormal phenomena. Specifically, she heard a voice telling her she would one day become President of the United States.
Hey, it's never too late.
Yeah, you know what? I am a firm believer anybody can do it now.
Yeah.
So, in late 2007, Carlson left her third husband and her children, her 3 children, and her job, and ceased contact with most members of her family. So she's just like, peace out, see you later. I got a campaign to fucking focus on.
Wait, we're still talking about Amy Carlson, right? Like the actress?
Yeah. I don't know who Amy Carlson, the actress, is.
What? Famous for Blue Bloods and 2 roles on Law and Order?
You Google Amy Carlson.
And, The Green Lantern?
No. Type in Amy Carlson, religious leader.
I'm not going to because I don't want anything spoiled.
Then you'll
but
see.
I thought you said this was full of actors.
Well, we'll get to it.
Okay, so I assumed you're talking about an actress. So I Googled, because I was like, the name sounds familiar. So I Googled her to see what her face looked like. I was like, oh, no, I don't know who that is. And I scrolled down and said, oh, known for Blue Bloods, Law and Order.
Well, that's actually really
Green
funny you
Lantern.
bring that up, because if you wanted to know what her face looked like, blue might actually be a good indicator. And we'll get into that a little bit later.
Well,
Yep, I'm burying the lead. So, she then joined up. So she's like, peace out, McDonald's. Bye, 3 kids. See ya, husband. I got to go get myself a VP. So, no, she went and joined up with White Eagle in Colorado. Clearly her VP. The group was originally known under the name Galactic Federation of Light. Hell yeah.
that's sick.
Where Carlson and White Eagle led the group as Mother and Father God. No
Okay.
ego attached to that at all.
No.
So the couple would run their new religion for about 7 years until Amy, I think she was like hooking up with this guy too. I think it's like her new husband.
Okay.
Because, they're mommy and daddy God. They're bad mommy and bad daddy God.
Okay.
So 7 years until Amy decided to leave White Eagle in 2014 and continue her offshoot of the religion, because she's like, this isn't working out for our relationship, but I am more jazzed than ever to continue this cult. And this was around the time that she gained her first follower, a man by the name of Miguel Lamboy. See, Miguel managed the group's logistics and finances. I don't know what the fuck logistics means. Maybe just like where they would live. Like, what the fuck is he doing? What? What's so funny? What?
Nothing.
What?
No, just keep going.
I don't like this.
Are you Googling logistics?
Yeah. Detailed coordination of a complex operation involving many people, facilities, or supplies. Dude, they had like 8 people. You did not need a guy for that. But he was in charge of managing the logistics and the finances as the group began to grow, mainly on the internet. She would go on to have multiple husbands throughout the years, or multiple father gods, as we should say.
Okay.
But around 2018, Amy got herself a new and final father god in the form of a man named Jason Castillo. So Miguel Lamboy is basically back at his house in Colorado. He's like Wade and Kim Possible. He's like fucking running shit from behind computers, and they're calling him up and being like, "Hey, we got enough money for this. Hey,
the
can
guy
we get
in the
an
chair."
apart-" Like, exactly.
Okay.
So he's the guy behind the computer.
Because your Kim Possible
So-
reference, just I had no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, you remember Wade?
I don't think I ever
Trying to
watched
remember
that
another-
show.
Oh, okay. Well, you missed out because she was a hot cartoon character, so fuck you. So I had a sexual awakening. So the group traveled between Colorado, Oregon, California, and Florida. The group even briefly moved to the Hawaiian islands of Kauai in August of 2020,
Love Kauai.
but met great I've never been. But she met great hostility on the island after Amy publicly proclaimed that she was the Hawaiian volcano goddess Pele.
Oh, yeah, don't do that. I'm assuming she's
No.
white.
Yeah, she's a fucking haole, man.
Yeah. Be
be
respectful
showing up
if
to-
you go to the islands, you know?
You can't be showing up to Hawaii and with that haole mentality, attitude. So
I
protest.
have great white guilt going to Hawaii, but I have rules. You respect everything, and if you're going out to eat, you don't go to like a McDonald's. Go to like a local food thing. Support the economy. You know.
Well, we just talked about how we love McDonald's, dude. Why would you? This is kind of a pro McDonald's pod.
I know, but if you're on the islands, don't do it. Also, Kauai is my favorite of the islands.
And your favorite artist is Big Brother. I can't remember his last name. Sid?
What?
Who's the guy you like somewhere over the rainbow?
Oh, Big Brother is.
I said Sid. Sorry.
No.
You're a Big Brother is fan.
Love is.
So, love is what?
Love everything.
All around us.
Everything.
Love is every. Love is every.
Love is.
So, After she got there, she's like, "What's up, bitches? I'm the god of the volcano, Pele." Protest and egg tossing outside of her home resulted in the mayor having to negotiate a return trip home for the group back to Colorado that very same year of 2020. So they didn't last very long on Hawaii, but that's what happens when you piss off the locals.
Yeah.
So all this while they were practicing their strange beliefs, because you're probably wondering what were they practicing? Like, what is their religion? All we know is that she thinks she's going to become president, and she joined these intergalactic light people. But what do they actually believe? And the entire time they were practicing the strange beliefs that the history of would go back for centuries. The history of this belief system. You see, Carlson's teachings revolved around the idea, and I don't know if she formed her own ideas off of her original cult, but this is apparently Carlson's teachings. They revolved around the idea that she was the 534th incarnation of Mother God, a deity who was destined to lead exactly 144,000 believers out of the superficial reality of the 3D world and into the fifth dimensional plane of higher existence.
Nice.
We live in that 3D world, dog.
Yeah.
So, but here's the part where the celebrities more come into play. So she claimed to have been many different incarnations throughout her, 534 incarnations. Some of them being Mother Earth, of course.
Okay.
The OG.
Yeah.
Gaia. I think that was like a Greek god.
Gaia.
Cleopatra.
I'm pretty sure Gaia was the goddess of fire.
I thought it was nature. Personification of Earth.
Oh, okay.
Remember the primordial gods.
For some reason, I thought Gaia was a volcano.
Greek mythology. No, she's the mother of Uranus. from whose sexual union she bore the Titans. Yeah, so she gave birth to all the Titans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they had giants and cyclops. Anyway, so primordial. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm diverting. So she was Mother Earth, Gaia, Cleopatra, Jesus Christ, Joan of Arc, Harriet Tubman, and Marilyn Monroe.
Whoa, it's a stacked lineup.
Yeah, pretty good. You get a little bit of everybody. That's a really good. Is this the new Ocean's movie?
Ocean's 13, 14, 15. What number are we on?
Wait, that would be really good. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ocean's 7. They already did that. Fuck. But imagine that. Mother Earth, Gaia, Cleopatra, Jesus Christ, Joan of Arc, Harriet Tubman. Guess who's sneaking into the casino?
Wesley Snipes.
No, Harriet Tubman,
sorry.
you fucking ass. Oh, guess who's playing Harriet Tubman? Wesley Snipes. You set that up. I didn't do anything. But, no, this is actually a great team. So she claimed to have full memory of her past lives, so she has all that trauma too, including the crucifixion of Jesus. She's like, oh, I remember that. That fucking sucked.
That's traumatic.
Yeah, not good. It gets better, though.
Okay.
She also said she could produce miracles kind of like Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, yeah, she claimed to have been – we got one more add to the heist.
Okay.
She claimed to have been
Hold on. Whoever you're adding is the driver.
Yes, this works.
Okay. Let's hear it.
She claimed to have been the mother of Elvis Presley.
Whoa. Donna Presley?
Perfect for a casino heist.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Just a little bit. So, to accomplish her goals, dude, I got more fucking celebs for you.
Okay.
That's just who she was in her past lives. Okay?
Fill me up. I'm hungry for these celebs.
Okay, so to accomplish her goals of reaching high existence, she needed to regularly commune with the Galactics, an etheric team, like an ethereal, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Ethereal team of spiritual ambassadors that she said was largely made up of deceased celebrities. Do you want to hear who is in?
Hold on, mostly.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's alive that's like, yeah, no, I'm not. I don't know who this lady is.
Well, she said she also claimed that she got help from Count of Saint Germain. I don't know who that is, but like not a celebrity. Everybody else is a fucking celebrity that like you've heard of for the most part. So here are the people that were talking to her from the etherealness. Robin Williams.
Okay, so what year is this? So because he died, what, like 2018, 2019?
This was 2020. She was still saying this in like 2020. So
okay,
he died, like 10 years ago at this point. Robin Williams, Patrick Swayze, John Lennon, and then it says parentheses identified with Ashtar. What the fuck does that mean? Whitney Houston, Prince, Steve Irwin, Carrie Fisher, Rodney Dangerfield.
You know Rodney's real helpful in this cult.
Tupac Shakur, Chris Farley.
Can I guess one before you do it?
Yeah.
Now I gotta think. Someone who died before Michael Jackson?
Yes.
I mean, that one's easy, but yeah, there you go.
David Bowie, Gene Wilder.
Wait,
and
is Gene Wilder dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
Who am I thinking of then? That's crazy. They're still alive because I thought one of those guys was still alive.
Oh, Ben Shapiro,
the greatest rapper of our time.
wait. Who do you think is crazy? What?
I swear one of those guys that was friends with him is still alive who's like insanely old.
Oh,
Mel Brooks. Is Mel Brooks still alive?
Mel Brooks is still alive.
That's who I was thinking of. Okay.
Carl Reiner, his best friend, died, but Mel Brooks is still alive.
Okay.
And then the last two, the two that were still living for some reason and still contacting her, Carol Burnett and Donald Trump.
Wait, who is the first one?
Carol Burnett.
I don't know if I know who that is.
Yeah, she's like an old actress. Carol.
Is she
Burnett.
batshit crazy to go along?
She had
with
a
this?
show. She might be dead now, honestly. No, she's 91. Oh, she was in that Palm Royale show. That's right. She's been. Yeah, you would not know her from anything. She was in like the Carol Burnett show in like the 60s and 70s, and she was in Better Call Saul. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this lady.
Yeah, you've seen her. She's just like old Hollywood.
Well, Riley watched. My wife watched the Palm Royale, and I was there.
Dude, I tried to watch that. I could not get into that at all. Anyway, they got a second season. It's crazy, but like nothing.
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying it wasn't for me.
No, nothing happens in that show. Anyway, so yeah, that was her team. Donald Trump's like, eat a dog. Oh no, he's like, don't eat a dog. And she's like, God damn it. So
you have to.
So she claimed that she lived in Lemuria, which is basically, I guess, another take on Atlantis, and it's like a sunken city.
Yeah.
And then she also said that Trump was her father.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So while she was in Lemuria, apparently a special obscure technology was stolen, causing an explosion that sank Atlantis. Fuck, she's just like trauma dumping on us at this point. Mother God was able to save the technology. I guess that's like when she was there, she was Mother God. She was able to save the technology, but was not able to fully ascend to the fifth dimension because humanity was not ready. So she continued returning to Earth in human form. Okay, that explains her reincarnation. So the group's former website said that Carlson was a spiritual surgeon who would work multidimensionally to operate on people's bodies and cure various physical ailments. She said she had cured cancer, Lyme disease, addiction, and suicidal thoughts, as well as removed brain tumors and helped cases of autism. So she's just kind of
She's like a Bang energy drink.
Yeah, basically. So shortly after returning back to the mainland from Hawaii in September of 2020, Amy's health began to decline as she was now paralyzed from the waist down.
Ugh.
Carlson herself stating that she had cancer. Okay, don't claim that you have the cure-all and then be like, but not going to use it.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's an easy out. Can't use it on myself.
Oh, she's she's just like, no, I use it on other people. And they're like, okay, well, if you're dead and you can't fucking use it, can you use it on yourself? And she's like, no, I don't want to.
That'd
Please,
be
I'm
abuse
embarrassed.
of my power.
Don't watch. I'm embarrassed to cure cancer. Oh my God, guys, stop it. So, but upon Carlson's request, the group traveled to Ashland, Oregon in an RV. Once in Ashland, the group stayed at Callahan's Mountain Lodge. While there, Carlson lost all motor control and had to be carried around. Amy Carlson refused to be taken to the hospital, and because of that, she died just a few days after arriving at the lodge. Instead of reporting the death, the group kept her inside the room with them, and after the hotel staff became suspicious, the group then moved her body to the Mount Hood National Forest, waiting for the galactic beings to pick up her body.
Damn, so it's like that's far from Ashland.
Oh, is it?
Mount Hood is that's like outside of Portland.
Well, it's the Mount Hood National Forest. I don't know how big the forest is. Is there like multiple entries that are closer to Ashland?
I do not think so. I mean, those are two very. I mean, if
well,
the
they
Mount
got an
Hood,
RV.
if the Mount Hood National Forest is close to Mount Hood, then no, that's very far away.
Yeah, but I just didn't know if it was like Yellowstone National Park, where it's like Yellowstone is.
Yeah, no.
You know, one place. Actually, is that a place? Is that like a specific location? Is that the geyser?
No, it's just the whole park.
Oh, okay.
But
well,
we were just at Mount Hood 2 weeks ago.
I see any galactics?
No, I saw an insane storm, dude. It was insane.
Sounds insane.
Yeah.
so, well, guess what? Neither did they after driving all the way to Mount Hood because there was no pickup. And Father God, Jason Castillo, basically her husband, heard a voice telling him to move her body back to Colorado. So this is when our boy, what's his fucking name? From the beginning, who was her first? Lamboy. This is when Lamboy gets back involved. So on April 28th, 2021, Lamboy, the first follower of the cult, went to the Saguache County Police Department and reported that the group had come to his home with Carlson's corpse and were staying there without permission, and that he had not been in touch with Carlson for several months at that point. And upon arrival, police discovered Carlson's mummified corpse. Its state of decay suggested that she had been dead for several weeks, and the body was found in a sleeping bag wrapped in Christmas lights. The face covered in glitter and the eyes missing, in what the authorities stated was a makeshift shrine. God damn.
I looked it up real quick. It's a 5.5 hour drive.
Oh, that's not close.
No, and they had a corpse with them.
Oh, it's an RV. They could have put it in the bedroom, you know?
Threw it on the roof, strapped her down.
Yeah, exactly. Put it on the bike rack. Just shove it in the bike rack. So, 7 members of the group, because, you know, most of the people were online, I guess, like, being like, yeah, we're on the forum, but, like, 7 people were actually, like, hippie enough to do this. Yeah. So 7 members of the group were charged with abuse of a corpse, as well as child abuse due to the presence of 2 children in the property.
Okay.
That makes sense. Traumatizing. I think they're just like, you can't fucking bring a dead body around children and, like, wrap it up in Christmas lights and just be like, yeah, there goes your childhood. So a photo from a few weeks before Carlson is thought to have died. What? Oh, a photo from a few weeks before Carlson is thought to have died showed her parents. What the frick? So it showed in the picture. It showed her to be emaciated, and she had thinning hair and discolored skin with a purplish hue, and she was 75 pounds when she died. You see, this is where a twist comes in. According to Saguache County Coroner Tom Perrin, Carlson had been ingesting large amounts of colloidal silver, which the group had been promoting.
Because we did a story about a blue man once, right? Who was eating
the old fucker.
He was eating silver.
Yeah. So she was eating colloidal silver, promoting it as a COVID-19 cure, and had received a warning from the FDA for promoting it. Consuming colloidal silver over a long period of time can lead to blue-gray discoloration of the skin, as well as seizures and organ failure. I think that's the reason why Brock from God of War, that's why he's blue. Because he worked with so much silver that it turned his skin blue.
He was also dead.
Bro. Spoiler. Anyway, that's not why. It's because in the Nordic mythology, he's a fucking blacksmith that works with silver, and it turned his skin blue, dickhead.
That has been a secret that's been out for what, 10 years?
No, the game just fucking came out like a couple years ago.
Oh, is that revealed in the second one, not the first one?
Yes.
Oops.
Anyway, so an autopsy report released in December of 2021 stated that Carlson had died from global decline in the setting of alcohol abuse, anorexia, and chronic colloidal silver ingestion. So I guess she was like a big time alcoholic too, and she was like not eating. That's why she was so skinny, and also the colloidal silver didn't help. But the autopsy found no evidence that Carlson had cancer. So she never fucking had cancer the entire time.
She got bit by the snake of her oil.
Basically. So though the house and the group's bank accounts were in Lamboy's name. So Lamboy, like I said, he was in charge of logistics. So he had the house in his name that they bought, and then he had the bank accounts that like had all their money in his name. And he was not charged in connection with the corpse because he's like, yo, they showed up. I told the police. I had nothing to do with this. And Lamboy reportedly emptied the group's bank account, which contained $330,000, and group members reported that they've not heard from Lamboy since April 28th, 2021, and several news outlets have failed to locate him.
That's awesome. Good for him.
So if you want a visual to this story, I guess you could check out. It's called Love Has Won, The Cult of Mother God. It's on HBO. It came out in November of 2023. So, yeah, you go check it out if you want to get, more details. But I'll tell you, you're not gonna be as entertained.
No, that's for damn sure.
That's for fucking damn sure. Ooh. That's the story.
Alrighty. Well, I guess I'm gonna start mine. Pretty jazzed about mine. Not gonna lie. Really like.
Okay, wait. Can you just talk for a second? I want to go get my charger real quick. I don't want my computer to die.
No talk.
All right, one second.
All right. So what's going on with me lately? So I started Rings of Power, the Amazon Prime TV show about the prequel of Lord of the Rings, the trilogy. And it took me a while to start it as a big Lord of the Rings fan because I heard a lot of bad things about it. I heard it was bad. I heard it was stupid. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to try it. I tried it. I like it.
I'm back.
I think it's a good show. I don't get why people hate on it so much. I'm having a good time with it. Rings of Power.
Oh, I watched the first episode. I didn't like it.
See? Another one right here. I'm enjoying it.
It's just very boring. I didn't like the hobbits at all.
They're not hobbits.
Yeah, they're a type of hobbit.
Yeah, they're like a subspecies.
Yeah, there's like 3 subspecies. I think they're called like the Harfoots or something like that.
Yeah.
I know.
See, in my mindset, and maybe it's also because I have watched close to 900 episodes of One Piece, but like I've gotten to a point that if there's a backlog to watch, I don't care if the show is slow. If I'm watching it week to week and it's slow, then it's misery. Like House of the Dragon. This last season was so goddamn boring.
Oh my god, I loved it. I fucking loved it.
I hated it. It was so boring. I was just like falling asleep. But if I was starting that show 5 years from now and I had all those episodes, like I don't mind it being slow. But when it comes to a week to week slow show, it's like I don't want to wait a week to see people talking in chambers again.
In chambers. That's his gripe. God, all these big cold ass rooms.
The stone looks so cold.
Bring me to my chambers.
But does that make sense to you?
I understand it. I mean, hey, different strokes for different folks. Because like I said, I was really into this season. I got so into it that I know most things about the universe of Game of Thrones now because I did a complete history. I've been watching videos for like a month straight, and I bought a bunch of books, and I've been like looking into the history. But I understand it's not for everybody. It's like, but I just like am so used to the streamlined movie Game of Thrones that like when they're doing all these like side character developments, I was like, I just didn't like Galadriel was the only one that I was like I kind of liked, and everybody else I was like, what?
It gets better.
Wow, thanks.
How's the dragon? That's just the West Wing with dragons.
It does get better?
It does. Everything gets better.
Ah,
you just gotta stick through it.
Thanks. Yeah. Tough times don't last. Tough people last. Okay, sorry.
But yeah, that's the update for me. That's the media I've been consuming. I'm enjoying it. I'm an easy person to please.
You didn't like House of the Dragon?
No. But like I said, if it was all done and I was just burning through it, that's fine. Waiting week to week to see
sick.
Week to week to see who. Oh no! Some random guy that we've known for 2 minutes got eaten by a dragon. Who saw that coming? All right, Tobin. There's no real way to start this story.
You're talking about Stefan Darkland. I didn't like the way you said that about Stefan Darkland.
Okay. Maybe like put him, if you want that to be impactful, have him in there for at least like 2 episodes before they kill him. Doesn't have to be in there much.
Do you know that his family kidnapped the Mad King Ares and held him for 6 months, which actually people claim that that's what actually made him crazy and want to burn down King's Landing. And after that,
if they mentioned that would have been cool.
This is 200 years in the future, but after that, the Mad King wiped out his entire family, so the Darkland families don't exist anymore. Okay, sorry. Continue.
So as I was saying, there's no real way to really like be cheeky and lead into this. So today we're going to talk about Mel's hole. Yeah. Okay. Talk about Mel's hole, his deep, dark, endless hole.
Mel, as in Melon? Melon Smith?
I don't think from my research, I never saw the full name spelled out, so I'm not sure what. Is there
who
common?
Mel is?
It's a man, so it's a man name that gets shortened to Mel.
Oh, what is a man's name that gets shortened to Mel? Well, it's Mel Gibson's full name. Are we gonna be like? Is this like too obvious?
Probably. We're gonna look really stupid.
His real name is Bartholomew. I'm joking. His name. What the fuck is his name? Mel. His name's Mel. Yep.
What is Mel short for?
Melatonin.
Melvin. God damn it.
Oh, Melvin. That was my fucking hamster's name, dude. Man.
So okay. Mel can be abbreviated versions of these names. Melike? Maybe Malik? But
that makes more sense.
But it's Melike.
I feel like Malik would be spelled with like a CH.
Yeah, no,
like Malik.
That can't be Malik. That's
Melike.
Melike?
Me like.
Melvin, but Melvin spelled with a VYN.
No.
And then Melvin normal. Amelia? I guess, yeah.
That's a man. That's not a man's name.
No,
Emilio.
this is just all names.
I see.
Melfin?
Oh,
That's not a name.
it's like a MILF.
Melanie. Malika. Melhim.
Is this what this podcast is now?
Melina. Melinda.
Stop. You have to stop. You
Melody,
have to stop.
Melissa.
Oh
Melita.
my God.
/ Melita. Stop. It's too loud. It's too loud.
No, I'm away from the mic. It's loud for you.
Melendro. And Melville? Melville?
It's like Kurt Vile's brother.
All right. So
I
yeah,
hope you're happy.
we're talking about Mel's hole.
I hope you're happy.
So this legend comes to us from Ellensburg, Washington, under 5.5 hours away from me. So during a radio show, Coast to Coast AM in 1976, host Art Bell received a fax from a man named Mel Waters. Possibly Melvin Waters. Possibly Melvin.
Mel like Waters. Me like Waters.
Me like Waters. Me like Waters. Who was claiming to have a bottomless hole on his property.
Whoa.
So, yeah, unfortunately, we're not talking about his hole. We're talking about, like, a hole on his property.
I'm done. I don't want to listen.
I know. So this caught Art's attention, and he decided to call Mel live to talk about his gaping hole.
Describe it. What'd you throw in there?
Oh, we'll go over what has been thrown in the hole. So on their
Dog.
call, huh?
Dog.
Dude,
Oh my God. Oh no. Just continue.
you nailed it.
Oh no.
So on their call, Mel told
Trump's
Art,
like, they're shoving dogs down Mel's hole. We can't allow this.
"We have the best hole. Nobody's hole's deeper. No one's gapes harder than mine. This Mel, his hole, it's nothing."
Gorgeous hole.
It's crazy because I swear in real life I have a great Trump impression. Every time I'm doing this podcast, it just falls apart.
I know. I can't really nail it anymore.
I think it's because I'm sitting, maybe.
You have to do the arms.
Like you're conducting a symphony.
It's huge. I don't do a good one.
It pisses me off. Next time I get into it, I'm gonna send you a video and you're gonna go, "That's actually pretty good."
Oh God, I can't wait for David to get drunk and then think he's sending me a good Trump impression.
Just asleep halfway.
He's like,
in the episode.
"Hello, it's me, David Trump." He's like, "You put the dog in the hole." Okay,
So
that's Cosby, dude.
On their call, Mel told Art that he had a hole in his property that had been there forever. He said that the previous owners said that when they bought the property, the previous owners to them said that it was there when they got there. So no one really knew like how long it had been there, at least anybody alive. So like essentially it had been sitting there for 3 generations of like different people who lived on the property with the hole there. It old hole. I typed that. Mel continued and told Art that his hole basically served one purpose for his neighbors and himself. And that was being a trash dump. Mel and his neighbors were just throwing all types of shit in there, from, garbage to old broken appliances.
They're like, "Mel, that's your fucking water supply. Like, don't do that." He's like, "Oh shit, I had to get rid of all this colloidal silver."
Yeah, throw the uranium in there.
Yeah.
And he even said that a friend would just show up with a truck full of old tires and would just throw them all in there.
Like my question is like, why though? Like it can't be that much more expensive to just like bring it to a fucking dump.
Have you taken anything to a dump?
Yes, I have. Not recently, but
Okay. because where I work, people love to. It's at the end of a cul-de-sac, and it's kind of hidden. People love dumping old tires in our parking lot, and I have taken them to the dump. It is surprisingly expensive. I want to say I took like 5 tires in, and it was like $45.
See, you can't really
That adds
expect
up.
people. Yeah, like if people are bringing it to the dump in the first place and not just leaving it on the curb, like, can you have the courtesy to just be like, hey, you don't have to, like, why are they charging? I don't know.
Pay employees.
There's like, oh, we're
Should be
going to
part of
charge
our taxes,
responsible
but,
people. I know. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway.
Vote for
Oh,
me.
is that gonna be the platform that like Trump can like win me over?
Maybe.
He's like, we're gonna make the dump free.
Yo, the free dump though, that'd be huge. But
I'll
what if it was also like
I'll expand my hole. You guys can put whatever you want in it.
my gaping hole?
What is you start off with the
That's how he talks. He has a hard like. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog running into the scene.
What? Chili dog time?
I got Sonic on the brain. I'm sorry.
It's chili dog time.
So, where was I?
No,
What I was gonna say though is
tires in the hole.
if Trump made it a law that we could just walk into the dump and go digging, that's one thing. I'd love to go digging around in the dump, see what I can find.
I'm pro digging through the dump.
Yeah,
That's my platform I'm running on.
Yeah. So Mel described the hole as being about 9 feet in diameter with a 3-foot thick retaining wall that surrounded the hole. This wall also went down into the hole about 15 feet or so. And as a safety precaution, Mel added a steel door on top so people and things did not accidentally fall in, which is smart. Mel said that at first he just assumed the hole was an old dried up well or even like a mining shaft, which is kind of fun. Just start throwing shit down in a mining shaft.
Sticks of dynamite.
But there's one thing about continuous garbage dumping, and that is one day there will be a limit, right?
Yep.
Eventually, that hole will start to fill up. This sudden come to clarity got Mel curious, and he decided to get a 1-pound fishing weight connected to fishing line and send it down the hole to see how far it went and to see how much more room he had for all the shit. So, he threw that thing down there, 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet. He kept lowering the line until he reached what he said was 80,000 feet.
What?
The hole is 80,000 feet, all out of fishing line, but still no bottom. So the hole is apparently deeper than 80,000 feet.
Is that how much fishing line they give you on a fucking line?
I do believe you can. So he's in Washington, which is on the coast. I believe with like deep sea fishing, you can get spools that are that long. You're not intended to use the whole thing, because you're constantly
It's more of a safety
cutting.
Measure.
Well, yeah, and then like you get a snag, it could rip off. Like you always have more line than you intend on using because every time you cut off,
it breaks,
your lure, you're losing a little bit, and then But there's also the fact that he could have had multiple packages, and then we hit the end, he would tie another line to it and doing multiple lines. So it wasn't very specific on how he got to that number. I mean, there's also fishing reels that have counters on them for like trolling.
Oh, yeah.
So like trolling, for people that don't know, it's when you're in a slow moving boat and you just hang a lure off the back that's usually like a moving lure. And a good strategy is if you know how deep the lake is, if you're in a lake, you can look at the reader and say like, oh, this lake's 200 feet deep. I'm going to set it to like 180 to try to get like a bottom fish kind of thing. So like they have lures that have counters on them. So I don't know if he was using one of those and was just adding it up every time it maxed out to the point he hit 80,000 feet. But this means
At
the
this-
hole. What were you gonna say?
At this point, you're just teaching us how to fish.
That's fine.
You're like,
So-
I'm gonna teach you the technique of trolling a lake. I'm like, what?
Now you know. So this means that the hole is. You want to guess how many miles deep this hole is?
Oh,
How many
fuck.
miles is 80,000 feet?
7 miles?
15.
Oh fuck. Okay.
This means that
Double
the
it.
hole is 15 miles deep, which would also make it over twice as deep as the Mariana Trench.
What? This can't be real.
I told you this is a good story. It only gets better too.
That can't. Okay. That's what?
Yep.
Imagine like going down and then eventually like you're gonna turn into those people in the fucking Titanic. Like
Well,
those
that was-
tires just hit a 1 foot more and they fucking dissolved into nothingness.
Yeah. I was like, part of my mind was like, so did he pull that line back up the 80,000 feet, or did he just throw the line in? Because like, what if he just hit lava and it just melted? And he was like, oh, I don't feel anything in there, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That almost that strangely enough, that sounds more realistic than the hole being 15 miles deep.
Well, it's actually magma because magma's under the Earth's surface and lava's above the Earth's surface.
That's fair. I'll give you that. So
What the fuck, Mal?
So then it dawned on him, it dawned on him through all this time with the hole, he realized that there was never an echo returning back to him. And he
Horror
started
movie shit.
he started yelling into it, and nothing ever came back. And also he noticed that his the damn dogs wouldn't go anywhere near the hole.
That's
And
probably for the best.
yeah, and this also included other dogs like his neighbors' dogs and friends' dogs.
I've seen dogs just fall into the pool when they don't get their footing right. You don't get it
Mm-hmm.
near that hole. They go down and you never get the dog back.
No. Well, you might. So this
He falls out of the sky. It's like a fucking Mario tunnel or some shit.
so you might be thinking like Mills Hole or hole deep hole. But as you know, we like to keep things a little spooky and weird around here, which leads us to this part of the story. When a local man in the area had lost his dog, it's not said how the dog died, but the dog did. The owner was not sure what to do with the dog's body, so he tossed him in the hole.
Oh, why?
Yeah, maybe the guy was old. He didn't want to dig a hole. Just tossed him in there.
Right when he tossed him, the dog's like, "Arf!"
The one echo.
Oh, that is haunting.
So-
Yeah.
So, it sounds like a lovely guy. But that's neither here nor there. So a few days after he threw his dead dog in the hole, that same man was out hunting in the area, up in the woods, when he spotted it.
Oh no, Pet Cemetery.
His dog, alive and wandering around the forest. And no, it wasn't just a lookalike dog. This dog was the same dog, and it even was still wearing the collar.
Even said the owner's name, Rick.
It has a phone number on it.
What if it turned its head and went, "Why did you do it, Rick?"
Grabs the rifle. So somehow this
Get in
hole
a fucking hole.
pulled a, as you said, pet cemetery. Although from all counts, I didn't see anything saying that the newly resurrected dog returned as an agent of Satan. So this was about everything Mel shared with his first call to Art,
Wait.
which is a lot to share.
Also, do you think that guy threw someone else's dead dog down the hole? Just like, This is very reminiscent of your opening
I know.
story.
When I saw that story earlier, I was like, oh, no way. Dead animal came back. Gotta read that one.
It's like, okay.
And then as soon as we started, you're like, oh, they threw the dog in the hole. I was like, huh?
He did
You
do
already
that.
knew.
He did it. Oh, my God. Art's like, I have a lot to unpack. Okay.
Art's like, I gotta fucking retire. So that was the end of Mel's first call to Art and his radio talk show. But it did not take long for Mel to call back into Art as his after his first appearance on the show. He got some unwanted attention and things started to change for old Mel. Now, this hole was on Mel's property, but not on the property he lived at like full time. So like, he had his house and stuff, but then this hole was on a separate plot of land farther away. Mm-hmm. And Mel went out of town to good old Yakima. Ugh.
Where's that?
It's in Washington. I spent a lot of time in Yakima as a young child because my sister would always have basketball tournaments there, and I was never a fan of the old Yakima. Which someone recently told me Yakima's cool, so I'm like, oh, maybe I would appreciate it now. So yeah, he was in Yakima and decided to swing by his other property with the hole. But when Mel started to turn down his old dusty trail road, he was met with a military barricade with armed personnel.
Fuck.
Yeah,
they're
busted.
Like, they point the guns at him and they're like, "Show me your dog! Show me your fucking dog!"
I mean, no, I'm not gonna say it. So I was like, military should just throw Mel in the hole, see what happens.
Honestly, put him on a fishing line.
Yeah. So Mel, very surprised, asked the soldiers what they were doing on his property and preventing him from entering his property. And the military told him that there had been a plane crash and he was not allowed on his property until thorough investigation and cleanup of the plane crash was complete.
See, that's the thing. I'm the guy they hire to crash the plane into his property.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do anything.
So it's legit.
You
gotta have that.
Yeah,
you gotta have that smoke.
Yeah, they're like, they have to go find like the dumbest guy in the town, and they're like, we'll give you like $15 in like Cheesecake Factory gift cards, and like a Bang Energy.
That's good for like one slice of the cheesecake.
Half a chicken piccata.
I don't even know what chicken piccata is. I know the word. Like, I know it's a thing.
It's good.
I don't know what the fuck it is, though.
It's so good.
It's like pasta?
It's a chicken that is cooked. You dredge it in flour, and then you cook it in an olive oil, butter, and lemon juice. It's like sauce. You sear it in that. It's really,
so it's not like deep fried?
It's not breaded, but it does have like a little bit of like a breading just from like the flour on the outside. You've probably had it has capers on top of it. No crunch. No crunch.
No crunch. I'm out.
I'm gonna make it for you, and I'm gonna send it in the fucking mail.
When have you ever made me any food ever that didn't have a cockroach in it?
Fuck you, dude. The burrito place did not have cockroaches near it or in it at all. David is slanderous towards the delicious burrito place. I love how defensive you are
of this little burrito stand outside.
Yeah, because fucking Kyle and I, that was our burrito stand, dude. I'll go back there. I'll drive down there tonight. I don't give a fuck.
I doubt it's still there.
It is still there. I went there like a couple months ago. It was fucking
What
good.
if you went back and there's a cockroach in an apron?
Yeah, I was about to say in a chef's hat. That'd be good. So, it's the guy from Men in Black. He's like, sure, water.
I thought you were talking about like the skinny weird dudes that look like cockroaches. But
no.
That guy was actually like a cockroach. Okay.
Yeah, because you have to mask the cockroach, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Just like they did with the burrito. They hide it inside.
Yeah. So Mel said that the military gave him a slight but simple threat, hinting that if he was going to become a problem, that they would probably find like a drug lab on the property.
Or find a new thing to throw down the hole.
Yeah. So they basically were saying like, oh, this seems like a good place for like a meth lab. It'd be a shame if we found one if you kept bothering us, kind of thing.
I like a nice military personnel it's his first day and he's not good at threats, and you walk up and you go, "What's going on?" And he goes, "It'd be a shame if I shot you in the head right now."
But you know,
he goes,
I would rather him say that to me than saying, "Oh, I'm gonna make a fake meth lab and pin it on you."
Yeah, it'd be a shame if I took this gun and shot you in the penis with it. He's like, "What?"
I'll take the head.
He goes, "I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but I am. I'm definitely doing it."
Yeah. So Mel, he got out of there. He left him alone. So on his second appearance on the radio show, Mel said that he had noticed a high increase of helicopter traffic in the area before the blockade appeared, as if they were looking for something. So upon his second attempt to return to his property, he found that the blockade had moved down, blocking the road completely from the mouth of the road. So like before he's able to like turn up the road and he went up a little bit and then he hit the blockade. Now it's just like you can't even get on. It's
getting further and further.
Yeah. So Mel got curious and decided to go around and start asking neighbors questions about what they'd seen or experienced, and found some new and strange things about his hole. So where he
we all get to that point in life.
Yeah. So he like where the hole was a pretty rural area, so it's like pretty common to have like quote unquote neighbors that are like probably like a mile or two away.
Yeah.
So like people he probably didn't really know. And so he started knocking on doors, and one of his neighbors, who I would assume he didn't know super well, because I think they would have told him about this, said that a while back they witnessed a black beam coming out of the hole.
Whoa.
The neighbors went on to explain to Mel that this black beam was darker and blacker than black, being visible at night, shooting straight up into the sky as far as they could see.
It was a black beam burrito.
The worst type. Pinto for life. Mel then spoke to an old man in the area who claimed that back in the day, the hole used to have a set of stone columns surrounding its entrance, and said that this construction looked very similar to the famous Stonehenge in England.
Is it Stonehenge or hedge?
People call it hedge, but there's no D in it. It's yeah, it's hinge.
Stonehenge, yeah.
Yeah.
Hench, yeah. Stonehenge.
No.
What?
Stone, Henge.
Oh, henge. Oh, I said hench. Sorry. Yeah. My bad.
So, which is another structure that is shrouded in mystery.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then talking yet again to another neighbor, he found that when the military arrived, they quickly hauled pre-made buildings up the roads as if they were building a research village up.
Oh, around the hole. Yeah, that's
kind of like in the first Thor when they got that thing built around the hammer.
Yeah, you're right, because they can't move it.
That part was fucking cool. Yeah. So after Mel's second call, he would not contact Art again for another 3 years. On Mel's third call, and by the way, you can find all these phone calls, like you can listen to them.
Oh, wow.
On Mel's third call, he told Art that a few days after the second call, he had an encounter with the military, who made him an offer on his land. At the time, Mel and his wife were getting a divorce. Ooh.
I could throw you down the fucking hole.
So they were getting a divorce, and it was always a dream of Mel's to live in Australia. Somehow the military knew about that. And this military group,
hey, Mel, we found your diary.
found it next to the hole.
We know what you've been doing to the hole. No. There's already a bunch of cum in it when I got here.
we found the Jackson Pollock painting in the woods 4 miles away. So this military group offered to fly Mel to Australia and pay him a monthly $250,000 to lease his property.
Monthly?
This guy's making $1 million in 4 months.
I'd be like 251,000. Just because I feel like I want to get the upper hand in the negotiation.
Yeah. So I mean, like, how in the hell do you turn that down?
The government goes, no deal, walks away and blows up the hole.
Just carpet
like
bombs
immediately. You're like, oh god, I'll take the 250. They shoot his wife immediately.
He's like, well, I was divorcing her anyway.
He's like, yeah, you actually did me a favor, bud.
So yeah, no, Mel took the offer. I mean, you'd be insane not to. So after some time,
but little did the government know, Mel was insane. he took 3 coupons instead to Six Flags Magic Kingdom, where he lived out the rest of his days dancing on a bus.
Talking about the little bald turtle guy?
Yeah, that's Mel. You guys didn't know it was Mel?
I didn't.
He had no home anymore. He lived in the park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm building lore.
Jesus Christ. So after some time, Mel decided to come back to America on a trip. During that time, he scheduled another call with Art, but Mel never showed up to the call. Later on, Mel explained.
Why would you?
Later on, Mel.
I'm a millionaire.
You done?
Okay. I'm trying to converse with you. Continue your piece of shit story. I hate this.
Uh-huh. So later on, Mel explained that on the day he was set to do the call with Art, he was helping a family member move in the Olympia area, which is just outside of Seattle. And,
dude, pay for movers. What the fuck?
For real, though.
Why is he helping anybody move? He's like 60 and a multimillionaire.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, now that you're saying that, some of the stuff doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
He's like, I can't come into the interview, Art. I'm doing a double at McDonald's. And we're just like, this isn't making sense.
I'm stealing coins from the pond. The wishing well.
I'm skinning my raccoon for dinner. I picked it off the highway. I was like, not filet mignon.
So later on, Mel explained that on the day he was set to do the call with Art, he was helping a family member move in the area of Olympia. And after returning the moving truck to Tacoma, Mel hopped on a public bus to make it back to his family members.
Okay. Wait.
He's a simple guy. He likes.
This story is bursting at the seams at this point, and the cockroaches are pouring out. We know.
He likes the simple things. He likes being a part of this. You know, he likes being with the regular folk.
Yeah, he likes COVID on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
The COVID on the bus goes round and round, round and round.
But I mean, also this was early 2000s.
Oh, yeah, they didn't have cars yet.
This is like 2000, 2001. But no, I'm just saying, like, they didn't have Uber or anything like that. And, like, maybe he just, like, you know, and he lived out in rural Washington. Like, he's not thinking about getting, like a limo. He's just, like...
Yeah, the bus drives out to rural Washington.
Well, no, right now he's not. He's in... you know what? The bus might be fancy to him, to be honest.
He's like, this is the longest car I've ever been in.
This is like a limousine, but it's tall. I can stand up in here.
I would love to watch like a dumb rich guy be like, rich people have limousines. Like, that's going to be my car I drive around the city. Like, you know how people get like sports cars? Like a dumbass like guy who he's just got money and he's like, I know rich people ride in limousines. Yeah. So he starts driving a limousine around. That'd be so fucking funny.
Yeah. I've driven one before.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. A weird long story. At one point, our family had one for like 5 days. and then we sold it. But
was it hard to like take turns, or was it to handle?
Well, you also I think you have to have a special license to actually drive it. So I just drove around a big parking lot. But yeah, fun times. I wish we kept it. That would have been fucking cool.
Could have driven Mel home.
Yeah, exactly. When I was 10 years old.
You prefer that.
Yeah. So there we are. Mel was on the bus, and a scuffle broke out between two passengers, and the bus was stopped. After the dust cleared, two transit officers...
die.
What?
I said, oh no, I hope he doesn't die, and then we never get any answers.
Oh no, don't worry. He ain't dead yet, but boy, he might wish he was. So two transit officials boarded the bus to question witnesses about what happened. Pretty, standard stuff. The officials told people that they were going to be taking the riders to their destinations individually in vans to make up for their lost time because the bus got pulled over and everybody was going to miss their stops and all that stuff. Because you got connecting stops, and if you're going to miss that, then you're fucked. And so people started
I've never heard of a
bus
bus doing that.
Oh, they were so much nicer in 2000.
Okay, continue.
Fentanyl ruined it all.
Fentanyl fucked up our van budget.
Yeah. So Mel said that he went with the official and got in the van, but that was the last thing he remembered. He died. No, I'm kidding. That was the last thing he remembered. So he's in Tacoma. This is the last thing you remember before waking up in a nasty back alley in San Francisco 12 days later. Mel had no wallet, no keys, no ID, no money, nothing but the clothes he was wearing, aside from his belt buckle, which was gone. Oh. And the strangest part about this public transportation official robbery that took all of his shit was he was missing his teeth.
Wait.
We'll pump the brakes real quick. Mel said that when he woke up, he was missing all of his back molars. They only took the molars.
Did he have fillings?
Nothing. It was nothing.
They just wanted to see him eat an apple like a horse. Eat it through a picket fence. They punished him by stealing his molars?
I mean, that's a good mystery, though. Like, out of all this stuff, why would they want the molars?
The government's like, hey, there's some things money can't buy, Mel.
They wanted $4 from the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Little they know, you don't get that money if it ain't your teeth. So after those 12 days, Mel managed to make his way back to Washington to find that his ex-wife had filed a lawsuit against him. It turns out that the military group had installed a plumbing system and electrical lines and like water, toilets, and stuff like that, which it previously didn't have. So he was shitting in the hole. For whatever reason, adding these things to the property broke the legal agreements he had with his ex-wife, and he lost the rights to the property.
He's like, bitch, I didn't put the fucking plumbing in.
Yeah, those are my tenants.
He's like, the government. He's like, the government came in and did it, and then they bought the land from me. How am I liable?
Yeah.
She's like, give me your front teeth, bitch.
So here, I'm like not sure if this was an idea from like the military group. Maybe they got like scared that he was back in the country, so they're like, oh, we just got to like find a way to just take this property.
Why are they so scared of Mel? It seems like Mel's a millionaire who's helping people move and like not interested in the hole at all anymore. And they're like,
because he knows
we should take his teeth.
Because he knows, and they don't know what else he knows. They don't know if he knows more about the hole. He hasn't shared.
Maybe they found something in the hole that they're like, oh no, people can't know about this. Yeah. Maybe Mel does know.
But it's also possible that his wife was just being petty.
Yep, I would believe that.
But also, you know what? The government could have gone to her and be like, sue him for this, and we will pay you $50,000 a month.
Feels like it'd be just easier to kill Mel at this point.
But she might, she didn't know that they're paying him $250, so they're like, all right, this is getting too expensive. We thought this guy was gonna die. We thought this guy was gonna die on blowing hookers by now, and he ain't using his goddamn money.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. If you kill Mel, then you don't have to pay him anymore. Why just take his teeth now?
Yeah, but if you kill Mel, then where does the property go?
The government already bought it. Oh, they're leasing it, huh?
They're leasing it. They're renting it.
They should have just bought it.
Maybe they were planning on killing him, and they just wanted the property to go to someone else, and then they're gonna kill him. I don't know. This is kind of end of story conversation. So, during this phone call, did I skip a paragraph? No, I did not. So during this phone call, Mel also started talking about how the hole was not the only strange thing going on in Ellensburg, Washington. The other bizarre things in the area include a tree in someone's yard that has a whale jawbone stuck inside of it. And it's as if either like the tree grew around it, or one of those weird scenarios where it was like teleported and stuck inside of a wall or something. Like, you ever seen that in like a movie where like something gets teleported and it's like,
Cloverfield paradox?
Sure. And so, like, is it possible a full whale was teleported right there and only its jaw got stuck in a tree and it died and that was the only bone left, kind of thing? Who knows? There was also a famous... Huh?
I'm just picturing me like looking out the window to my backyard. I'm like, Mel's back in the tree again. Mel's back in the tree. He's like, you got a whalebone in here. And you're like, oh, fuck. God, when did he start losing all of his teeth?
It's just the batarang you bought off Etsy that you threw in the tree.
He's trying to take it and shove it in his mouth to replace the teeth that are missing now.
So there was also a famous UFO sighting and encounter in the area. And in that story, the man also woke up days later far from home. Maybe I will do that story next time. There's also a strange gun Mel had dug up on his property. Kind of crazy he's bringing this up this far into the story. But this gun looked like a German P-38, which is one of those classic, like, super thin-barreled Nazi pistols.
Yeah.
But this gun was very bizarre because it would
like a Luger?
It's similar, but not really. So the Luger had a very unique hammer action on it.
Okay.
But this didn't.
How do you know this?
Because I like guns.
Because you're a Nazi.
But, I mean, and the Nazis did have kind of cool guns.
And good uniforms.
I don't know about that. But
Hugo Boss.
But so you know how...
Hugo
cool
Boss
cars,
designed their
Volkswagen.
uniforms. Hugo Boss did design the Nazi uniform. That's fucking nuts.
I know. And Volkswagen supplied all their vehicles.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But so, like, like the Luger, like you're saying, that has that very, like, thin barrel.
Yeah.
So it had that same kind of barrel. Might have been, like, the same producer, but it had a different... I think it just had, like, a normal, like, handgun hammer on it. But, so this gun was very bizarre because it would make absolutely no sound when shot. Just dead silent.
Mel's deaf.
And,
he shot it close to his ear. He's like, I can't hear anything.
And no, that's not even the worst part. So the pistol, if it was near any like radio speakers, the pistol would pick up frequencies from the past and push the sound through the radio.
What the fuck?
So if you put the pistol down next to like, just like a little radio, it would start playing
all of a sudden
like
you hear
shit from the 50s.
He's like, hey, we're gonna go get him, boys. We're gonna hit him where it hurts.
And it's another home run from Babe Ruth.
Now we have women working in the factories, flexing on a poster. Rosie the Riveter.
What's next? Cars with inflated wheels?
Anyway.
So all these strange stories and items had to do with the hole, right? That's what Mel was starting to think. There's something unexplainable going on.
Something wrong with this hole.
And you know what? Maybe the hole is just another piece of the puzzle, but something strange going on in Ellensburg, Washington. And then you'll never guess this.
What? He's dead.
Ellen DeGeneres shows up. And she starts dancing. And everybody's, all the skin off everybody's faces start peeling off.
She went in the hole and came out 10 years younger.
She brought that damn Daniel kid out. And then she gave a lifetime supply of Vans and threw them in the hole.
She had that one kid sing the Lady Gaga song on the piano.
She had, God damn it! What was the yodeling kid in Walmart? Something
fucking
Ramsey.
David
Ramsey something or something Ramsey.
Fuck. Oh, Colt. No. Fuck. Give me a second. Grayson. No. Fuck. Oh my god. I'm just picturing him doing that thing where he spins around and points his finger guns.
Hey, I gotta say though, he's still making music and he has a song that is good. Check it out. And I think it's called Blue for You.
There. No. Let's end the pod there because I want that to be the last thing people hear before you disappear.
Mason Ramsey. Blue Over You. It's actually a good song.
Blue Over You?
Blue Over You. Like the color blue.
I don't know, man.
It's a good song. Check it out. I guarantee you'll
Sounds
like
a little sus to me, you know? A little sus. Little Among Us sus. A little sussy.
Among Us?
Yo, they say sus like in the game, like in the Among Us game. They say sus.
Okay, so 2 years later, Mel would call in again. This time around,
God, how is the story not over?
You're so used to me doing 10-minute stories, and now that I'm doing a longer one, you're mad.
Yeah, I want Mel dead.
So this is I haven't been this jazzed over one of these stories in a long time. Just let me be happy.
No, you can be happy.
2 years later, Mel would call again. This time around, Mel would tell Art about coins he had found around the hole that would have the wrong dates on them. Like an older coin. Like an older coin with an older present on it, but then a more current date on it. As if they were still in production, but they were coins that stopped production 100 years ago.
Dude, OOPs.
Mm-hmm.
No, OPAs.
OPAs, is that it? Out of place.
OOPAs. Out of place
artifacts. Artifacts, yeah.
OOPAs.
So he in his theory, they were items from different dimensions. Mel also begged listeners and doubters to pull up the Terra server satellite images of his now old property, which Terra server was the original Google Apps. It was the first satellite scans of mapping.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is early 2000s. And if you were to go on his property back then, you would just see a large rectangle blocking the satellite imagery of his property. Nowadays, people are too smart and they just Photoshop fake woods.
Yeah. You can't see Area 51 from the sky.
Yeah, it would just look like a desert.
Mm-hmm.
So Mel's last call to the show, he revealed that he had done his research and believed that he found another mysterious and magical hole in Nevada, and that he was going to go travel to Nevada and look for his new hole to search for any type of answers.
Was he trying to chase that hole high?
I think he was just trying the hole giveth and the hole taketh, and
hole gave him purpose.
When he came back and his wife took the property, he's not getting the $250,000 a month anymore. So
he hired the worst fucking lawyer I've ever heard. What? How did you lose that case, dog?
Yeah, but it's also like small time, and the military is involved in it, aka government. So you never know. So yeah, he found another hole that kind of matched the description, and he's like, I'm gonna find answers there. I'm gonna go to Nevada. I'll give you a call when I get back. But that was the last time anyone ever heard from Mel Waters.
Guess he found the bottom of that hole finally.
It's possible. And today, it appears that he never existed.
Oh, I see.
As
They
if
wiped
the
him clean.
records of his life were wiped clean from society.
Bitch, you just told me this story.
Don't you
So they didn't
understand
scrub
what
it
I'm
too good.
telling you is that word of mouth is still out there, but like you can't find any like government
Yeah, fair.
paperwork kind of thing. So I went ahead and I did some research to see if the map is still blanked out. But like I was just saying, it's common knowledge with the widespread of the internet, putting a large blank square over a satellite map will only attract more attention. And we have gotten better with faking imagery, so it's more than likely that whatever location was blanked out is just hidden under a fake image of land. So there's also the fact that Mel's hole does appear on Google Maps.
Whoa.
But the hole was found by a geologist who confirmed the hole is only 300 feet deep and it's an old depleted gold mine. This leads many people to believe that it was just a diversion to show that it was all fake. One reason I don't believe that it is the same hole is that it's too east in the direction from where Mel described his hole to be. Like it's like miles away.
They
Like,
just
if
dug
you-
a new hole.
If you look on a map, like it's not even close to where he said it was supposed to be. And there's no 3-foot ring wall around it or a metal cover.
So instead of saying the hole didn't exist, they're just basically trying to discredit the hole.
exactly
The fake hole. With the
And-
fake hole, yeah.
the last kicker to the fake hole is that it is on military property.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So they bought that little parcel, huh?
Uh-huh. So was Mel Waters a fake name that he gave out? Which is why we can't find any information about him. Was he erased by the government to hide the truth about this magical wall that had all these mysteries that also brought a dead dog back to life? Or was this all a lie? Was all of it just a made up bullshit story that was cool and funny? What do you believe?
Yes, that one. I have a really hard time when they're like, and at the very end, they wiped everyone's memory and there's no note of it anywhere. I'm like, how convenient. I'm
Well,
like,
my biggest question is like, okay, what about the ex-wife? Can we contact the ex-wife?
Yes.
But also, what if
And
they're
they're like,
oh,
she
here's $1
hit-
million. You were never married to that person.
Yeah, but she would slip up. They weren't that isolated. They had friends. Come on. They had like there's like a local
No.
alcoholic who knew Mel.
Have you ever heard of Ellensburg, Washington?
No.
There you go.
Yeah, wait, that's where Ellen DeGeneres found Mason Ramsey.
Mason Ramsey and Daniel.
Yeah, she plucked them both out of the hole.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that there's nothing there, huh?
No.
No friend.
No. She
friends in
threw
Ellensburg.
Daniel down the hole and he came back out as Optimus Prime. Pretty cool.
Whoa, damn Optimus. Back at it again with the Tesseract.
He came back as Daniel Larson.
Just roke up.
I just woke up.
He climbed out of the hole after raking up. Anyway, okay. Well, that is the saga of
It's time for
Mel's
people to
hole.
rake up and learn about Mel's hole.
Anyway, I think that's all we got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed it, stick around, listen to more of these. You could rate, review, subscribe wherever you listen to this podcast at. You could add us on Instagram. We post some shit on there occasionally. And if you guys want to buy any merch or whatever, just go to the link in the bio on the Instagram page.
We should do another shirt design.
Yeah, we should.
It's been a hot minute.
We'll talk about it.
Does anyone
We'll
buy the
about
shirts, though? I guess you get the emails. When was the last time someone bought a shirt? Was it me?
I haven't checked. I haven't checked. We're not in it for the money, people. We're in it for the love of the game.
It's not even that I want the money of someone buying it. It's more of that I want people wearing it.
Cool shirt. Yeah. Let's make a good shirt. I agree. But anyway, we'll talk about that off pod. And David, do you have anything to say before we officially get the hell out of here?
Yeah, I'm making the design. I'm drawing it.
Oh, God. You're not going to buy the shirt.
You know what's going to be on it?
What?
The
goblin. I know the goblin's going to be on that shit. Anyway. And don't forget to stay strange.